Well, uh, yeah, our government's tyrannical. This is totally absurd. But yeah, check this out. I mean, doesn't make any sense. Some birds die, ostriches. They get tested. They've got H1N1. They want to call all the rest of the birds, even the ones that survived. Maybe we should test them and see how they survived. And so there's some injunctions, some court stuff back and forth. The farm, it's in BC. They have 400 ostriches or something left. I think 60 plus died. And, long story short is they bought a little bit of time. The government went and retested. There were some court injunctions, blah, blah, blah. The government retest says, oh, look, the strain that we originally tested for, we tested again. It's even more deadly. Well, then the first test, maybe you missed something. That doesn't give me a lot of faith in your testing. But nonetheless, these other ostriches survived. So maybe we should test on them. I mean, this is just insane. But, again, more tyrannical overreach by this ridiculous government, and some sort of bureaucratic branch decides they can just do whatever they want. So anyways, here's someone who's going to articulate it much better than me.
If you're new to the channel, you might not be familiar with this story, but if you've been around the channel for a month or more, you're well aware of what is going on in Canada. Anarcho-tyranny, nothing short of that. A brief recap of the situation is that there is this farm, an ostrich farm in Canada called Universal Ostrich Farm in British Columbia, about a year ago, and it's an important date, December 2024. Some of the ostriches on that farm died as the result of some illness. They tested 2 of those ostriches with PCR anal swabs and determined that those ostriches died from the H5N1 avian flu, and as a result, the entire flock needed to be killed, even the ones that survived the initial infection, whatever that infection was. The farm appeals the decision from the CFIA, which is the Canadian Food Inspection Agency. It's an administrative agency, a federal agency created that basically applies its own rules, interprets its own rules, and carries out the execution of the application of its own rules. And the federal courts themselves are very deferential to these administrative bodies that are created by the government because they allegedly, purportedly, have some sort of degree of specialty. So Universal Ostrich Farms appeals the decision. They seek an injunction from the court, which they get. About 5 months later, they have their hearing before the federal court to determine whether or not the kill order, the cull order from the CFIA was inherently unjust or unfair. 5 months later, a court determines that no, the CFIA's decision to order the cull of all of the ostriches was not fundamentally unreasonable. It's an administrative body that the federal courts must be deferential to, and that they can follow through with the kill, even though 5 months later, none of the birds are infected anymore. Just appreciate that timeline. The test was done in December 2024. By May, give or take, they get an order from the federal court saying, yeah, you can go ahead and kill them, because when they tested them in December 2024, we're now May 2025, it was reasonable then, and even though none of them are sick right now, kill all the healthy birds that actually survived whatever the outbreak was.
Apologies for the lighting, the crappy, editing, but I had to get this out late. So ridiculous. I mean, not that much can be done now, but I mean, this is just, even if unfortunately these birds get called, these are the kind of things you have to draw attention to. This is such overreach. It doesn't make any sense. It's just typical crap that happens under this liberal government. They're just so tyrannical. It's absolutely sickening. So, not my best work, but had to be said.